Unspoken Issues.
What got cut? The one that I didn't know was Thorn.
Part of a duo called
Rose and Thorn? You don't know that?
I did not know that.
Rose and Thorn, like, first appeared in the 70s. They fought the 100 a lot. I don't know if you've ever heard of the 100.
I thought she was a Golden Age character. Didn't she date Alan Scott?
Oh, yeah. No, that's like way... I'm thinking this incarnation of Rose and Thorn.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, there's several different ones. I think this one is mostly based on the 70s reboot.
All right.
Who was like somebody, like, she's like, oh, I'm Rose. I'm very nice. I would love to bake you an apple pie. It's like Thorn chokes you with that apple pie.
I have a theory, because I don't know, I'm sure you guys know this, but the current Alan Scott is gay, and they've retroactively made that so that it was always the case.
Yeah, I just read trade paperback of his shit. It's dope as hell, good as hell. Everybody should read it.
I'm a fan. Yeah, I think it really reinvented the character. I really like the idea that back in the 40s, when he couldn't be who he really wanted to be, or if he didn't even know who he really was, he was dating this girl who would come home and be like, oh, it's okay. We're going to have a normal life. We're going to have dinner with the neighbors. And then something would trigger her change, and she'd be like, sorry, I have to go burn down an orphanage. And he'd be like, it's okay. We both have secrets. Don't worry about it.
Right. I think he also eventually dated the Golden Age Harlequin.
The Harlequin, yeah.
That's the mother of his kids and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't recommend the latest Alan Scott stuff enough. Like, the character, they really, really nailed that, I think. I'm very interested to show some of my LGBT friends and see what they think too. But I was touched by it. Can't get enough Alan Scott over here.
I was really excited. At first, I didn't understand the change. And then I thought about it and went through it. And I was like, this really adds a level of relevance to the character that is not in any way taking away from anything he's done. It doesn't change anything he's ever done. I believe their experience would speak to what he went through, and I really love the idea. The Golden Age Green Lantern, arguably one of the most powerful Golden Age characters, fought Nazis, saved the world, did all of these amazing things, is now looking back and saying, yeah, but I couldn't be who I really wanted to be, or I didn't know enough about it. We know the Justice Society retires because of an act of Congress. So this kind of adds to that level of you defend the world constantly, but one day is going to come where you realize, I regret this. Not saving people, of course, but not being able to live in the world as I want it. Maybe I should have worked differently to make the world a better place, which I feel like the superheroes today actively pursue, right? Every superhero has a social cause, which is something I'm very much a fan of. But I think it reinvigorates and reinterprets a character that's been around since before my parents were alive, and gives him new relevance. So I'm very excited for this current iteration of the character.
When I told my brother who is gay, I was like, yeah, they're going to say this guy was always gay. He looked at that Golden Age costume, scarlet and purple and green. He's like, yeah, that guy's gay. So, that's a good, it's only good fun. He had an incredible fashion sense that, Wildcat was lacking,
Yeah, right.
I love Wildcat. I swear to God, if whoever's in charge of DC were to be like, you can write only Wildcat for the rest of your life, I'd be like, I'm down. Just give it to me. Just give me Ted Grant. Just give me the champ. I need nothing else. Just give me the champ.
Give me the champ. Give me the champ.
I love that character. I don't even know why I love that character. I just love him.
Or like her mom's Justice Society roots. The Brotherhood of Evil's allegiance with Locust
I know this word Saint Blonde.
Yay!
There you go. You're welcome.
The Brotherhood.
You're welcome. Sorry to get off in the weeds, Jesse. We're way off there.
You're fine, guys.
Very quickly, and I promise we'll stop talking about the Sea Devils.
I promise we'll stop. No, I'm going to make you fuck. You're never, ever, ever going to stop talking about the Sea Devils now.
One scene is all I would have wanted of the Sea Devils failing to stop a threat. There is a reason the Justice League is so good at this. There's a reason the Justice Society was so good at this. How many times in this book does a man who can run faster than the speed of sound or a guy with a magic ring save the day when everyone else is just trying to distract civilians?
How about the part when Martian Manhunter's like, oh, how many senses do you have without your sight? Like 8? How many powers do you have? I don't know, a lot. You got to quit surprising us with them.
I like that too, because it doesn't occur to him, right? He's constantly having to remind himself. Also, he's dealing with unimaginable trauma from being yanked 50,000 years into the future to find out that everyone he loved was dead.
And we learned later that he felt his wife and child died, but he couldn't what is it? Hronmir's curse?
Hronmir's curse. Yeah. Well, that's one of them.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the things that got them. Yeah. So he absolutely has some kind of severe, it's in PTSD because he's a Martian.
Exactly. My whole thing is
he
like,
has 8 different kinds of PTSD for each one of his senses. And I can make jokes like this because I have PTSD. Don't y'all dare.
no, never.
I'll be
Absolutely
able
never.
to.
No. I wanted, instead of having one character, a reporter, say, what about the Sea Devils? What about all these Atomic Age characters? Just show them being wildly outclassed by some big threat, by Godzilla, by something, and just being like, we can't deal with this. And then the Justice League comes along and it's like, wait a second, we're sci-fi characters. We can deal with this. That's what I want. That's what they show in New Frontier. And again, I'm not comparing anyone to Darwin Cook because Darwin Cook was basically the Messiah, rest in peace. But he does a great job there.
Do you think he's coming back to life?
I wish. Could you imagine? If I woke up,
called him the Messiah, and he's the Messiah. Rest in peace.
I am hoping he
It's been a lot
returns.
longer than 30 days, sir.
It's been a lot longer than 30 days. But again, I want him. I want him to rise tomorrow.
I mean, what if he's like a man-eating zombie? I don't want that.
You know what? I'll take it. If it means I get another Parker book, he can eat as many people as he wants, as long as I don't know them personally. If I get another Parker book, well, whatever. Go to town.
Spoken like a true American. How this doesn't affect me. Whatever.
If I found out that Darwin Cook was a zombie and he had to eat people, but I got another Parker book, knowing his political alignment, the people he was most likely to eat, I'm okay with this. I really am.
You think he's full of Morbius, huh?
I think if Darwin Cook were going to be a Morbius, he'd be better than Jared Leto. So I'm on board with this whole thing.
Yeah, it shows my pajama pants, brother. They could have been a better Morbius.
Jesse, I'm sorry. We're off course.
That's okay. I've got a few questions. The first question.
Do you have any about the Sea Devils?
No, I have no Sea Devil question whatsoever. And I know for the next foreseeable 10 episodes, I will have no questions about the Sea Devil.
Everything there is to learn about the Sea Devils, and I'm just going to relate everything back to them. Get her name right. They're putting their lives on the line for you. It's Greg Saunders.
As long as you live in the water, as long as you live in the ocean, they're putting their lives on the line for you.
I can get in a river or a lake too. I mean,
that's true. Forget about the rivers.
I know they say Sea Devils, but I think their underwater equipment could work in like Lake Huron.
That's fair. I will say, all jokes aside, there was a Cave Carson book as part of the Young Animal line that I love.
It's a great book.
It's
Cave
a great
Carson has a cybernetic eye.
Yeah. And what they do the second he got Greg highlight said he was possessed by a fear demon.
Well, I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that. Because here's the deal. When I grow, I wish I could get those white streaks. Like
Reed you want those?
I want the Reed Richards.
I'd smoke a more regular looking pipe everywhere I went. I'd still put marijuana in it, but it would just be one of those regular looking pipes. I'm like, I'm here to think about things. And that's what you get to do when you have that hair.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things I really like seeing is they mentioned the Sea Devils. And the Sea Devils are one of the most important teams in DC history. And so I'm glad.
So I've heard.
Oh, my God. Have you ever actually read a Sea Devils comic?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I read the first 100 issues of a Showcase.
Did you really? You read the first 100? All right, never mind. I rescind my comment.
They're like in an early issue.
Yes, they are.
All right. Yeah, I will agree with you. I appreciate
the Sea Devils. Thank you.
Yeah, no, Kitchen's art here.
Hey, Todd McFarlane, make a limited edition box set of the Sea Devils.
Yes, McFarlane toys, right?
Make it a Speeding Bullet Comics exclusive.
Absolutely.
Sea Devil. Only at Speeding Bullet Comics. SBComics.com. Go get some comics from Master Net Price.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
You don't think they're legitimately going to make the Sea Devils, Jesse?
I'm sure it's on the list. It's just how far down.
Right.
It is.
They should really do a thing. If I was Todd McFarlane, I would do a thing called like Hat Crap, and I would pick the 10 least likely characters to get a thing. I would do it online, like on YouTube. I'm like, all right, here we go. One of these guys is going to get a figure.
Great idea.
And I would be like, it's Ultra the Multi-Alien. You guys vote on the 10 least likely figures you ever think you'd see, and we'll do one.
We'll do it. That would be awesome.
Make it an SBCC exclusive so you don't lose too much money. Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
For real. SBComics.com. Get some comics, guys.
Do it.
I'm hearing more Sea Devils.
The other thing I will say about the Sea Devils, because now we're harping on this, is There are 5 members of the Justice League in this comic. 4 of them have well fleshed out
I've
origins.
never even met the Sea Devils.
Aquaman has nothing to do. He's got no family. He's got no love interest. They introduced this concept of an accent that isn't in any other story I've ever read. I have no idea what is going on here. It doesn't even seem to be from Atlantis. It's like, you're going to bring in the Sea Devils? Have Arthur meet them. Have Arthur hang out and be like, you are humans that also have no problem going to the sea floor. That is cool. Let us get whatever the undersea equivalent of a hot dog is. That would have been a great way to endear the Sea Devils to the audience in 1998 is all I'm saying.
All right.
It's going to be this.
And then
I
they
will
can
tell
fight
you.
Deep Six.
I love the Deep Six. That's different. They were later. He was probably holding off on them because that comic didn't come out till the 70s. So he was like, can't use the Deep Six. Could have used the Guardian, but can't use the Deep Six.
Right.
Fucking Sea Devil cut. That's what's going to be on the fucking.
I can't wait till we wake up tomorrow and he has typed Sea Devils into some AI program and we get a song or AI panels or something just sent right to us. This program is going to trawl the internet to find everything it can about the Sea Devils and just bam, right to us, right to the
I have
group.
never heard of the Deep Six.
They're from the Fourth World. They're a Jack Kirby. They're, in addition to the Challenges of the Unknown, they're another Jack Kirby creation, but they wouldn't be introduced until 20 years after the Justice League.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
You know the saddest part about it? It happens on the coast, right outside their cave entrance. You know who really could have helped him? The Sea Devils, right in their fucking, right in their wheelhouse, right next to the coast. They're coastal
True.
defenders.
He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong. This is their wheelhouse, Jesse. I'm sorry, Cyberforce can't do everything, but we could have a Sea Devil Cyberforce team up. Cyber Devil.
Was there a water-based Cyberforce member? There wasn't, was there?
If you don't know who the fuck does, oh, I did read there was a Cyberforce special that just came out. I did buy it and read it.
Really?
Yeah, it was mundanely fun. Like nothing super special about it, but like if you like ballistic, you like Cyberforce, it's worth checking out. You know,
Okay.
Ballistic.
So 30 pages of Cyberforce action. It's really just solo action primarily, but good memories, good times, great oldies. If you weren't already into it, there's nothing here for you.
Nothing revelatory. I hear you.
Yeah, there's no Sea Devils guest appearance to make you like really.
Easter egg, baby.
Can I go on a very quick rant
Sure,
about
go
that?
ahead.
Because this has always annoyed me. And now that he's finally being canceled by people who loved him, I want to bring this up. I hate how much control he has over his characters. Like, I love the fact that he was able...
Whoa! Hot take. Go on.
I love that he was able to tell his story. I love that Sandman got people who wouldn't normally read comics to read mainstream comics. I don't personally like Sandman, and I never have, but I've read the whole thing. It's very well made, even if it's not necessarily to my taste. People would be like, the DC universe has a lot of very different versions of death, just like every pantheon in the real world has their own version of the god of knowledge and the god of storms and the god of war. And he's like, no, my death, the little goth girl, she is death. The rest of you are just interpretations of it. She's the big one. I always just wanted to be like, your storyline started with plot lines Roy Thomas never got around to wrapping up. You exist in a universe where Jack Kirby once did a character called Sandman. Stop pretending you own him. You don't. You went off, you wrote your own novels. Fine. You never had any other comic hit this big. Stop telling everyone else what they can and can't do. At least when Garth Ennis did this with Hitman, he had the good sense to kill all the characters so they couldn't come back later on. With this, it was like, you cannot use Sandman. You cannot use him in anything else. You cannot use any of the Endless. It's just like, please go away. Please go make American Gods. Just leave us alone.
Historically, I've liked that he had more control over it. You raised some interesting points. I don't want to change my stance on creators' rights and creator control just because somebody turns out to be a shitbag or has done shitbag things. At the same time, there is a little bit, I'm a little big for my britches here, and these are like refined comics. Like, I don't know if y'all know this is way off, and then we'll get right back to things, I promise. There was a Captain Adam story that used death that he got really mad about. It had like also had the Black Racer in it. And,
that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
And he got really mad that, like, you know, that comic book characters that had the same motif met. Like, buddy, we've been doing this forever. It is interesting to think that on some level he thinks he's bigger than these characters. On the other hand, I do like it when companies respect creators, and if that's a deal he got, good for him.
Sure, of course. I'm just more practical about these things. Like, these are corporations. There's always going to be.
Absolutely. And that's the thing I was going to say, too, before you get to this. This could all change in a second. Yeah. All it takes is somebody at Warner Discovery being like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
You know what?
Watchmen. Yeah. Watchmen.
Give him even if he has a contract, we're like, give him $500,000 to go away.
Yeah.
Give him $1 million to go away.
We're breaking your contract. We've wired you a sum of money far in excess of what you're worth.
Right. Take it or leave it, or you could sue us. But like, good luck with that. I mean, so they can do. It just takes one guy to change. Yeah. And it could all change there because it's a corporation. Sorry.
No, that was my point. You have to be a little bit practical at this. Like, again, I know we're way off topic, but Alan Moore was always like, "Well, I didn't want to work for them anymore because of the way they treated me for Watchmen." It's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, you're one of the most brilliant wordsmiths that's ever lived. How did you not know this was going to happen? Of course, this was going to happen. The corporation doesn't have a soul. It has what you signed and what you can prove you signed.
Right.
It's like,
I think the only thing there had never been an evergreen trade paperback before.
No,
I don't think they could have predicted that, but they should have known that if there was something that was able to get around in a contract, the corporation was going to get around it if it turned out to be a hit.
Yeah.
But I think they were like, well, there's no way this will go on forever.
Of course.
Yeah.
So anyway, Appalax, man. Gardner Fox, man.
Locust,
churning out the hits.
Locust.
It's really important in this, from what I understand.
Where did we leave off? Where were we? What were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Jesse, man, right the ship, guy. Right the ship. We hit the iceberg. We're going down, man. Where were we?
I don't want to forget to do this, but Dean.
What, you got the Sea Devils?
No, I do not.
Did you go to the you didn't go to the Robotech wiki and find out all about the Sea Devils for us?
I went there and deleted shit, believe it or not.
They're not cyber scarves.
That would be awesome.
I'm sorry that Timmy and Chip didn't design these so they could like change into some kind of like laser dagger if Pitt shows up. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It was 1940. They were taking it to Hitler, brother.
Hey, listen, Blackhawks never got canceled. They would have never got canceled. They had fucking cyber scarves.
They had cyber scarves. You know what? I mean, they should have tried. That's a better thing than turning them into like, the shining knight of the sky or some bullshit. Like one of those famous scarves was like Hop Hop. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, Hop Hop. Yeah.
So you're right. Cybernetic scarves better than that.
They had cybernetic scarves who would have shown up in their book for no reason. Pitt.
Pitt would have been there.
Yeah. No, he'd have
been on top of a plane.
He'd have been on top of the plane. Yeah.
Chain fucking dangling.
Oh God, what's the leader of the? I can't remember the leader of the Blackhawks name, but he'd be like, I think we've got trouble above. Like it would just be like.
Doesn't he not? Isn't he like famously unnamed? I thought we didn't know Blackhawks' real name.
I don't know. I can't remember. I think Howard Chaykin may have given him one, but
yes. Because that was an alternate reality. Again, I'm going to text Mark Wade tomorrow and we'll find out.
Yeah, please. Yeah, there's question number 2.
I'll go on to Howard Chaykin's Facebook page and ask him about it. He loves answering questions from fanboys.
God, I had to unsubscribe from his newsletter because I was getting these manifestos in my mailbox, and I was like, Mr. Chaykin, I really enjoy your work, but I know I'm not reading this. I'm sorry.
I remember telling Stephen Grant the first time I interviewed him, I was like, well, I was a little intimidated. He's like, what? I'm not Howard Chaykin. Love you, Stephen. Love you, buddy.
At one point, the reason I went to the YouTube page is because we didn't have ads. Unfortunately, that's changed. Ads are there because of Spreaker. Anyway, I'll push the YouTube before I'd push Spreaker. That's what I'm
Hey, this is Ryan here. And one of the things I really like when I'm going across the country on my phone.
Fucking Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino.
Chumba Casino.
Every 11 fucking minutes, I got to fucking hear about that. Like,
this is Ryan. I love to work hard. I play hard as well. And Chumba Casino lets me do both. I can play for great prizes anywhere I go on my mobile phone. Just the other day, I was on the plane heading from San Diego across the country to New York, pulled out my phone, started getting on playing the games. The guy next to me,
let me tell you something. You're doing this, and then when the show ends, the motherfuckers are going to get that exact ad.
Ain't I a stinker?
You are a stinker. We're out of here.